Welcome to our daily reflection for this Tuesday, July 16th. And today we have a great word that God gives Ahaz, who is a wayward king of Judah, of the line of David. And he's in the midst of a lot of political pressures. Things are stacked up politically against Jerusalem and against Judah. And so he looks at the calculus and he's like, I'm outnumbered, outgunned, I'm in deep trouble. And he goes to a political alliance, a big powerful nation, Assyria, for help. And the prophet Isaiah is upset and God is upset. Why doesn't he go to the Lord for help? And so one of the things that we see as crucial here is Ahaz doesn't have faith in the Lord. And faith requires courage. Now, this is an interesting combination if you think about it. And St. Thomas Aquinas talks about this, how faith requires courage. In fact, to exercise any of the main virtues takes a bit of courage. It's the form of it undergirds all the virtues. Thomas talks about this. Now let's just talk about and think about, we talk about the word faith all the time, but do we realize that faith requires courage? You know, when we're against the world and things are against us, oftentimes we don't have strong faith because we don't have courage. And so I think we need to see that faith needs courage to be steadfast, to withstand the challenges and problems of the world. And it's worth reflecting. I love the last line here we get in our reading, where Isaiah basically sums up his message to Ahaz, and he says, look, if you're not, unless you're going to be, firm in faith, you will not be firm at all. And there's a play there in the Hebrew of the word we get amen from. It basically saying if you're not going to be amen, if you don't believe, you're not going to be established. If you're not amen, you're not going to be amen. In other words, it's basically trust or bust. If you're not going to have trust or faith in God, you're not going to stand firm. And you know that's true in our own lives. If we are not going to be firm in our faith, we're going to melt when it comes to the problems of this world. We're not going to stand for the truth, and we're not going to stand with God. And we are simply going to collapse. And so we need to have the strength of faith. And for that, we need to pray for courage. And so today, let's reflect on the relationship between courage and faith. Because as God says through the prophet Isaiah to Ahaz, don't let your courage fail. And then he says, you've got to be firm in faith or you're not going to be firm at all. In other words, if you have no faith, you're going to have no foundation to stand. And so it's trust or bust. And so that's the great summons and challenge today in our prayer. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.